'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. But before all that, you've got me and the Be a Brilliant Human podcast, so Merry Christmas!
Welcome to the Be a Brilliant Human podcast. You're in the right place if you're a growth-seeking being who acknowledges the challenges and delights of your humanity on the path to an ever more conscious life. If you want to feel inspired to love and accept yourself, to feel free to be and express you in all your brilliance, if you want to truly value yourself and others and feel energized and alive both at home and in the world, then sit back and take a breath as you explore and grow the brilliance of your beautiful human self with your host, the father of non-personal awareness and creator of the MPA process, Joel Young.
Hello, and it's Christmas Eve. I'm having some fun today. So welcome if you're new or if you're a regular. It's always so good to see you, especially on this fine festive Tuesday. Well, if only it was a Friday, the alliteration would have worked a lot better there. So maybe you're wrapping presents, maybe you're driving to the family get-together. I don't know, maybe you're doing some pre-emptive exercise in advance of the oncoming gluttony. Any case, I'm delighted you've decided to spend this time with me on this wonderful Christmas Eve. And if you're in the kitchen prepping for the big meal, then this certainly is an ideal episode for you, because I'm going to share with my tongue lodged firmly in my cheek some great questions to ask yourself when the turkey burns. That's right. All that prep, hours of slaving over the stove, imagining Grandpa's happy face as the most succulent roast appears at the table. And oh no, hitting the Bucks Fizz and Gin cocktails before 11 a.m. plus ensuing drama. And oh no, did I set the timer? What's that smoky smell? Crikey, the smoke alarm, it's the turkey. Don't worry, I've got you covered. But before I pull back the tinfoil on this hootenanny of an episode, let me baste you with an invitation to subscribe, to review this podcast, to message me. That's right, it's Christmas Eve, and I gave you my Christmas list. My Christmas list is please do subscribe if you haven't. Please leave me a message if you haven't. Please leave a review if you haven't. That would be lovely. And also you can visit the beabrillianthuman.com website to get the show notes. There's transcripts of these episodes, links to all the different podcasts, platforms. And any episode you want to find, you can just put beabrillianthuman.com/ then the number of the episode. This is episode number 12, which is kind of Christmassy. If you think of the Christian thing, 12 disciples, December's the 12th. Well, you never know. All those wonderful numerological coincidences. All right, so some great questions to ask yourself when the turkey burns. Well, of course, as a positive thinker, I'm aware that you're going to be cosmically ordering the perfect Christmas, most likely online. So you know what I mean by the perfect Christmas. It's the one that goes to plan, right? Well, just in case the cosmos has that sort of Amazon on a bad day moment, the stuffing hits the proverbial fan, and in spite of your many years of meditation, you slip out of enlightened mode for a split second. Then I thought I'd offer you some questions you can ask yourself to help set the baubles straight on your aura this Christmas. Now, a top tip for this episode: while these questions are focused on resolving potential turkey drama, they can also be powerful allies in all manner of Christmas crises. So let's get into the questions. So, question number 1, if the turkey burns, is ask yourself, what would Jesus do? I think this would always be my first response. It is Christmas after all. I actually don't think there's ever a time where channeling a bit of the divine Christ consciousness won't perk you up. And of course, if you're sort of so done with the Judeo-Christian thing, then feel free to channel your latest favourite divine being. I'm sure they'll have a wise word or two on your blackened fowl. So simple on question number 1, what would Jesus do? Or your own divine being, whoever it is that you feel will talk to you on that. All right, question number 2. What was the intended consequence of serving perfect turkey And how else might I still experience that? So if you're the practical or creative sort, this is the question for you. So I'm a great believer in the adage that an intention doesn't put all its eggs in one basket. Okay, so that's a bit of an Easter reference there, more than a Christmassy one. But to be fair, let's face it, with the timing of the census and all that stuff, I think historical records do suggest it's more likely that Jesus of Nazareth was born nearer Easter than the winter solstice. So I think I do have precedent here. Now, where was I? Okay, so an intention doesn't put all its eggs in one basket. Yes, so in other words, there's going to be another way to make them smile with merry cheer if that was your intention. And, like an eager understudy, the alternative means to your end is right there in the wings, waiting for the signal that it's going to have its moment. And, it's keen to be, or it's as keen to be as seen as you are to see it. So when you completely let go of your idea of how it should be, then that understudy will make its entrance on the fleet foot of inspiration. All right, question number 3 of the turkey burns. So what if this is what perfection looks like? Okay, so for all you hardcore awakened souls out there, sometimes, you just got to go Eckhart Tolle on its ass. So the eternal bliss of embracing the power of now will surely help you see the innate perfection of the moment, right? So maybe you're saying, I'm not sure how to do that. Well, here's your quick guide to going Eckhart Tolle. First of all, don your best tank top. Take a few minutes in silence, empty your mind, and breathe. Now, step number 2, look your pain body in the eye and give it your best Beavis and Butthead chuckle. I mean, I laugh a lot, but I love Eckhart Tolle's laugh. It always makes me think of Beavis and Butthead. Google it if you don't know what I mean. And number 3, when you look at your pain body, let that joker know that you see through its game and it is the only thing that won't end up being fed this Christmas. And to be sure, bliss, peace, and enlightenment is assured. And I quote Puppet G, Namaste. All right, some references in there. Puppet G. If you haven't seen Puppet G on YouTube, oh my God, he's a puppet, an enlightened puppet. Brilliant. I will drop a link to one of his videos in the show notes. And if you're thinking, what the hell's a pain body, and you haven't read The Power of Now or don't know of Eckhart Tolle, then I'll also drop a link in. There's a good episode of a thing he did with Oprah where he talks about the pain body. So I'll also drop a link to that in the show notes. Which brings us to question number 4, if the turkey burns. Question number 4 is, how would Billy Connolly tell this story? Okay, so let's not get too fixated on Billy. So if you haven't heard of Billy, again, Google him, and I'm going to drop a link of his as well. I've got to drop a link of Billy Connolly in the show notes. But he's a British comedian, Scottish specifically, but British comedian. And just think about, he tells stories in such an amazing, funny way. And just watch the video. Consider it a preemptive self-preservation maneuver. So if you're not channeling the divine being, channel Billy Connolly. It's just funnier. So, in fact, the link I'm going to drop is called Toffs for Christmas Dinner. It's a great story of how he went to this very posh dinner at Christmas. And if Billy's not your scene, I mean, come on, really? You don't like Billy Connolly? Well, you can use your favourite comedian, whatever your favourite comedian is. And as Al Murray, one of my other favourite British comedians, he does this alter ego called the Pub Landlord. He says, the point is this. Well, the point of this is, of course, that looking at the funny side can be the best balm sometimes when you've burnt your bird. So there we go. So go to the link. I'll drop a link in of Billy Connolly and his Toffs Christmas Dinner. Which brings us to question number 5. Question number 5, if the turkey burns. Is it time I went vegetarian or even vegan? My daughter will be proud of me. My daughter is a very proud and active vegan, and to be proud of me bringing that in. I did talk to her about this episode. She's good. Bring in the vegetarian and veganism, the vegan argument. There's lots of them. One day, I did suggest to her that I'll have her on the show, and she can thrill you with herself. She's an amazing human being, and most likely we'll get on to veganism and her perspective on that. All right, so question, is it time I went vegetarian. Well, why am I bringing this up? Well, sometimes when shit happens, it's a sign, right? So it might not be the veggie thing, of course, but when plans go down the pan, it might be that the man is giving you a signal. So perhaps there's something better than what you expected on its way right now. This is a good way to shift your perspective. So you just have to have the eyes to see it, really, and an open heart to let it in. Everybody say, ah. This one, not the quickest of fixes, but certainly good for the soul. Which brings us to question number 6. This is number 6 of 6. So when the turkey burns, ask yourself, what am I experiencing that I would like to allow to pass? Now, MPAers, did you see what I did there? Have you downloaded the MPA process sheet, which you can do, by the way, at beabrillianthuman.com/MPA sheet? Yes, you got it. That's question number 1 from the MPA process. So if you've done any MPA, then this question will undoubtedly put you into an unfettered express mode, or as I like to call it, a spew. So a spew, this unfettered express mode, without any judgment or holding back by itself, can actually be a great relief. And it certainly instantly avoids that PTPS. What's PTPS, you ask? That's that positive thinking pressure syndrome, by goodness. A spew certainly avoids that. Plus, you get to find a cookie cutter, MPA it, stop taking it personally, and with a smile, stumble forward gracefully in whatever wholesome way works best for you. Now, you may have guessed this, but this Christmas Eve episode is brought to you in conjunction with and sponsored by MPA and the MPA Process Basic Training Online Program. So if you don't know your spew from your cookie cutter or what the MPA I'm talking about, then A, you lucky thing you. You just happened across the simplest way I know to stop taking things personally. That's absolutely true. And that's right, folks. The MPA process has been described as a 45-second miracle, which can help you let go of the yucky stuff and let in the yummy stuff of life. It's actually transforming lives in over 18 countries as people realize that using this practice sets them free from the fear and effect of other people's opinions, negative criticisms, and projections. And it's helping people totally shift their sense of self at the highest level and in the everyday world of 21st century human experience, which is what we're all about here. And it brings them lightness, laughter, and ease to both the mundane and the major challenges of life. And then B, I did have an A in there somewhere. B, with a little basic training, you can get up and running with the practice fast and start feeling the release and peace around your burning issues that so many people report in short order. Now, there's definitely an art to getting the most from it and accessing the deepest transformation it brings over time. So C, you better buy yourself this for Christmas. And remember, MPA, what it gives you is for life, not just for Christmas. All right, so I'm being all funny about that, but seriously, MPA is the bomb. It is, and especially around Christmas. I've got so many stories of in-party situations, in busy situations, because MPA, you can use it really quickly. Once you get the hang of it, you can find those, I call them cookie cutters, but I'll tell you up front, it's like keyword or phrase, and there's a special way to find it with the spew and those questions. Just go ahead and download that sheet. It gives you some instructions, and if you really want to know how to use it gracefully, do consider there's a good offer if you download the sheet, getting the core training, which is MPA Basic Training. So whatever you do, whatever you choose, my friend, I do hope you have a lovely Christmas, whatever happens. Right, so Santa is on his way as I speak, so I better get a wriggle on. Thanks so much for joining me on Christmas Eve. I do genuinely hope you have an amazing celebratory few days. Take it easy or don't. Whatever feels good and fun to you. Remember, I've been very jokey today about all these questions, but it's always good because sometimes Christmas can be a heated situation, sort of heated in terms of stuff going on. It is great to step out and shift your perspective. Of course, MPA is a great way to do that. But any of those questions, really, if you look a bit deeper, there's good ways there to really, good strategies just to shift. If you can shift your state, shift your perspective in a heated moment, you'll be doing yourself and the people around you a real favor. And I will drop those video links on the show notes. You can get the multimedia experience this week. And also I'll put there that obviously the links to download the MPA sheet, which of course is very handy in a Christmas crisis. I remember, really consider getting that training if you haven't got it already. There's a really, really super offer at the moment. If you don't have the sheet, you'll be offered that training at a very, very good price. So, and also, please, do subscribe if you haven't. Leave me a message. Leave me a Christmas message. Why not? Again, you can go to the beabrillianthuman.com and there's a big button there that says message me. You can leave a voice message, say Happy Christmas, ask me a question, tell me what you want to hear about in the new year, all of those things. Which reminds me, next Tuesday is going to be New Year's Eve. So we've gone Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve this year. Fantastic. So I'll be discussing issues as I see them with goal setting, intentions and resolutions for 2020. And of course, offering some solutions. So have a fabulous week. I will see you on New Year's Eve. I look forward to that. And, it's Christmas, so I can use some alliteration. Cue the Christmas moo.